What's up, guys? Today we got a full speed test between the Galaxy Note 10 Plus and the S22 Ultra. This was a requested video. We did a full comparison like 4 months ago, and we got so many updates now on both these phones. One UI 4.1, Android 12. So let's go ahead and start with the boot up and see which one. I like to do fresh boot up when we start a speed test. I've done a speed test in a minute here, but we're just going to be focusing on app opening, RAM management, seeing, if this old flagship is going to keep up as far as performance wise with, just animations, lag. We're going to check out like video rendering, stuff like that. And we see S22 Ultra in here first, and then the Note 10 Plus right behind it. So the Note 10 Plus, it is a 256, and this is the base model, 256, 12 gigs of RAM. This is also a base model, but it's 128 gigs, 8 gigs of RAM, which I think is horrible for a $1,200 phone. I've already done several rants about that. But let's go ahead and get started. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's just max brightness on both of these guys real quick here. So we got the Snapdragon 855 and the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. So it'd be pretty interesting to see if the Note 10 Plus can keep up performance-wise. Alright, so let's go ahead, make sure we have no applications open here. We'll go ahead and start off with Subway Surf. See which one of these, and look at the screens on both these phones, very similar. S22 Ultra got in there at a pretty nice time here. Now, one of the things I like to look for is any type of lag, so watch out for lag and stuff like that, guys. So far, very smooth on the Note 10 Plus. So far, super smooth. Also going to be watching out for heating as well too, guys. But so far, pretty smooth. We did get a little bit of frame rate drop on the S22 Ultra, if you guys saw that there. Just rewind it and play it back. A little bit of frame rate drops there, but so far, very smooth on both of these guys. Gonna see YouTube. The Note 10 Plus looks like, yeah, it looks like it loaded that video up a little bit faster. There again, looking for lag a little bit. S22 Ultra, and when I first got this phone, it had like those little, you see those little stutter problems? Those are still consistent. Note 10 Plus, a little bit of stutter, but nowhere near as bad. So yeah, they both have some frame rate drops, and it might be this One UI 4.1 update, honestly. Let's keep going. Pokemon Go. Both at the same time, very nice. We got Instagram on both. Very nice. And again, the S22 Ultra, one of the things you'll notice about this phone is the 120 Hertz. But the 60 Hertz on here still feels smooth. Very smooth for both of these guys. Okay, we got Google Earth. Again, looks like about the same time as well too. Temple Run. See which one gets in here. So these are very close. So it always surprises people when I say that these older phones, they're still flagships and they're meant to last for a long time. You can see they're still very much competitive with the newer phones. They're almost, if not tied, they're neck and neck almost. Alright, again, we're going to be looking for any type of, lag or anything like that. Just looking for animation stutters. So far, very smooth for both of these phones here. Alright, let's go ahead and keep it going here. We'll go ahead and open Snapchat. Go ahead and open Amazon. Very close here. Boom. Spotify. Jetpack. And it looks like we got a accepting. Let's go ahead and actually restart that, just because we got that little pop up there. Go ahead and restart it. Boom. Note 10 Plus. Okay. Not bad at all here. So you guys can see the speed difference here. Not that much. It always surprises people when I say that, because they think since this phone is a couple years older, it's going to be dramatically slower. Discord. So you can see they're pretty much on par with each other. And let's go ahead and just run some fresh Geekbench scores here. Alright, so I let the scores finish, but I don't think these are right scores at all. And this is why I don't really like using Geekbench on Samsung devices, because these seem completely off. So, yeah, the score should be something that's not even right. Yeah, this should be the right score, and I believe this is somewhere close to the right score. So this is why I don't like using Samsung and Geekbench. It's like something is wrong there. But actually, we can go ahead and run Antutu again. Let's go ahead and run Antutu. I haven't done that for One UI 4.1. Now let's just see those scores there. In really want to watch out for. Let's just watch out for the heating here. We'll go ahead and play PUBG as well after this, but just curious. Yeah, see, the S22 Ultra is way hotter, and we haven't even really done anything but open apps. That's what I was saying about these new 8 Gen 1 processors, is that they get super hot. This is almost, no heat. Maybe a little warm right here, but the S22 Ultra is literally super warm on the sides, warm right here. It's just warm. So that's pretty interesting. Alright guys, you can see those Antutu scores here, just finished here, and just checking the heat. S22 Ultra, very hot. Note 10 Plus, nowhere near as hot. So it's not even comparison. When I said that when you're gaming long term on the Note 10 Plus versus the S22 Ultra, it is a big difference in terms of like the heat. Most people are going to use a case, so they won't notice anyway, but whatever. Alright, so I do want to go ahead and just take a look at this multitasking, take a look at RAM management, even though there are two different configurations, the 12 versus the 8. Still think it would be pretty interesting. So let's just go ahead and open. And of course, this is why I don't like the 8GB model, because if you don't have an Galaxy phone to trade in, then most people are going to get the $1,200 version. They're not gonna pay that extra money. Okay, that's still open. Pokemon Go is still open. You see, it just closed. That's why I don't like the 8GB version. For $1,200, we shouldn't have an 8GB version. They both relaunch. Note is still, of course, in the lead here. So you can see the difference between 12 gigs and 8 gigs. Any flagship that costs $1,200 should standard have 12 gigs of RAM. That's my whole point here. You see still open. You see how many applications a Note is keeping open? We didn't even launch any heavy games like PUBG yet. Alright, so let's go ahead and launch PUBG. So, I make this comment a lot. PUBG plays really well on older flagship phones. So Snapdragon 855, hey, even gaming on 845 is pretty nice, but I would recommend 855, 865, because you can find those phones for very cheap, and they play better than an 845 chip. But you guys will be able to see here, you can basically play at the same graphics settings for pretty much any game that I play and test out. So it's pretty interesting, They both can play at HDR Extreme. They both can play at Ultra HD if you desire to. So S22 Ultra, man, the Antutu just made this phone, kind of hot. Because you never really notice if you have a case on it, right? But just show you guys graphic settings. HDR Extreme. But this phone plays really well I usually don't get a lot of lag when gaming on either of these phones, so that's really nice. Especially for, you know, games like PUBG and stuff, they typically are pretty smooth. So these in general gaming, whether it's an emulator or whatever, these will do a pretty good job at gaming here. But also the Note 10 Plus, which these days you can pick up for $300. You remember, $300, $1,200, right? This might be a little bit cheaper now that it's been out for a little while, but you know, you're still going to probably approximately still pay $1,000-something for it. You can see HDR Extreme, and like I said, significantly cooler. And it still plays really well. No real lag when you're gaming on the Note 10 Plus. It's just a very smooth experience. So that's one thing that I would keep in mind as well too, because a lot of people want to know, you know, is it worth the upgrade, or is it, you know, are these newer phones worth upgrading from an older flagship? Even if you're coming from an iPhone, you still get similar performance with at least gaming. But you guys can see, just super smooth on both of these devices. Alright, lastly, we're just going to do a video rendering test here. So I recorded a 15-second clip, and I believe it was 4K 30 on both. So let's go ahead and just gather that clip. Let's put it in here. And let's just see which one of these can render it. So we're at 4K 30, we're on high. Now let's go ahead, click save. See which one is able to export this 15-second clip. See S22 Ultra in the lead here. And it looks like it is done. That was pretty good. Note 10 Plus right behind it. So that was not bad. That was actually pretty fast on the notes part there. So let's go ahead and open up. Lastly, let's just open up Chrome. Again, just looking for, you know, any type of lag or anything like that. Let's just go ahead and type in The Verge. Boom. See, almost pretty much the same there. See, pretty much no lag. You just will notice that 120 Hertz does feel just faster, smoother. But as far as performance-wise, these two are still very fast, even when it comes to web browsing and stuff like that. So what do you guys think? Be sure to let me know in the comments down below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.